So welcome to the Consulate General of Italy, welcome to the second day of the Festival of Italian Creativity. Applause. Thank you so much. So the second day is about Italian creativity in literature. So what you will see this evening. An event in two parts. The first part is the award ceremony of the 24th edition of the Week of Italian Language in the World. And the second part will be an amazing dialogue between two great Italian writers, Dacia Maraini and Marco Malvaldi. Before starting, let me say that this event is possible thanks to the support of you, of course, but in particular of three supporters that I would like to mention. CASIT, our ente gestore, so the managing body that helps the support, the operational support of the Italian language in schools and universities. Here we have the representatives of CASIT, Adelaide Guarracino, President, Gioconda Motta, President Emeritus, and Gisella Di Paolo. Thank you so much for being here. And then let me mention also IM Books, the Italian library in the North End, the Italian bookshop in the North End, and Italian News Clicks. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Consul General. I introduce myself. I am Ivana Marroncelli. I am the Director of the Education Office, and we deal with the promotion of Italian language here in the jurisdiction. Together with me tonight, I have Professor Carlo Caratelli, a lecturer at UMass Boston, who works with me at the Office of Education in our consulate. Tonight, as the consul was saying, we have two very special guests, Dacia Maraini, very renowned, well-known Italian writer, and Marco Malvaldi, younger but already famous Italian writer. And why do we have them? Because we decided to dedicate this event to the promotion of Italian language, and especially to the 24th edition of the Week of Italian Language in the World. What is this festival? This festival is a yearly appointment that the Ministry of Foreign Affairs of Italy gives to all the network of consulates and embassies around the world, and every year they give us a theme about which we have to work, and usually this is a theme that is given to us, and we can elaborate the theme. And so this year the theme was l'italiano e il libro, un mondo fra le righe, Italian and the book, a world between the lines. And we thought that we could ask the schools and the universities of the jurisdiction to write or to interpret, to recite some excerpts from a list of authors that we have indicated them. And among them there were Dacia and Marco. And the contest was for schools and universities. Many of them have participated, and of course we needed a jury. And the jury is composed by 5 exceptional members. The person in charge is the president, Professor Lino Pertile. He is Harvard Emeritus. He has been helped by teachers Maria Procopio and Silvana Millet from schools of by another professor of the University of Chicago, Veronica Vegna, who is not here tonight with us, and by an expert of theater, Chiara Durazzini, Pazzi Lazzi Group, because this year we asked the students to recite, and so we needed an expert on theater, and to have somebody who helped us, yes, for the performance. And so we received around 200 entries. They were really very interesting. And we decided that we would have 4 categories, but then we added one. The 4 categories were elementary, middle school, high schools, university, but then the jury was fascinated by some of other entries, and so they indicated also a new category, which was decided to call mother tongue. In fact, there are 2 more awards that we're going to give. And so I think this will be the first part. We will call all the awardees here with their teachers, and Marco and Dacia will award them, and then after the awarding ceremony and after a series of pictures that we want to take with them, also because we have these 2 very special guests, we would like you to join us, to remain with us, because Marco and Dacia will have a very interesting discussion about literature, storytelling, translation, in the era of artificial intelligence, and we will be joined by Prof.ssa Elvira Di Fabio, who will moderate their discussion. So we can, I think we can start with the awarding ceremony, and I would like to ask Professor Pertile an overall comment on the quality of the works that you have read or listened to.
I was thinking that I spent my entire life studying the Italian language, because, as you know, we Italians, by and large, are not necessarily born and from parents who speak standard Italian. I spoke my own Veneto accent, dialect, and learned Italian at school. And then I went on to learn Italian more and more, and at a certain point I started teaching Italian, and spent my entire life teaching Italian. And I realize now that I'm still learning Italian, because every time that I go to Italy, I have to make an effort and understand the new Italian that is being spoken, and that Italian is moving very, very fast. It's a language that is moving very fast. And I was so impressed looking at the submissions by so many students of all ages within reason, you know, from primary school to university. I was impressed by their control and knowledge of the Italian as she is spoken today. And I was impressed not only by that, by the way that they managed to present stories in Italian. This was extraordinary. It's the first time that actually I see this happen. That normally we read written submissions, okay? And judge on the standards upon which all written submissions have been judged for the past centuries, okay? Now, for the first time, we had a theater expert who would advise us, because not only did we have to judge on the quality of the content, but we had to judge also the quality of the performance. The content was not written, the content was performed. The content was performed. And this is the great novelty of this year. And I was really pleased to see how many young students seem to pick up Italian and progress as they come to university, to college, where sort of we had many submissions for us to watch and to enjoy. Submissions of all type, some of them funny, some of them very thoughtful, very philosophical, some of them with some moral angle to them, some moral sort of, some others are really very spensierati, you know, and very funny, like rodares and things of this kind. So it was a really very enjoyable task, this one, for which I'm grateful to all of you. And I hope that in the future there'll be many more that will take part in this competition, and this now annual event that the consulate is organizing here in this part of the US. The Italian language is an old language which is still very, very, very young altogether, because it is growing so fast and changing so fast. You make sure that it doesn't change too much. You want to be sure that you always understand what they said when you go back to Italy. I will tell you one final thing, and this is it. In the past few years, I've spent quite a lot of my time when I'm in Italy, in Tuscany. And one of the most frustrating experiences in Tuscany, you know what it is? To hear children of 2 or 3 years of age speaking Italian divinely. I feel that, you know, I've been studying Italian for 80 years, more than 80 years, and I will never, never be able to speak as well as any of those little children of Tuscany.
Okay. Also, Chiara maybe might give us an impression, because you are the expert of performances. What is your impression about the submissions that you have heard or read?
Okay, first of all, thank you, Lino, for the Tuscan leccata. No, it was beautiful. It was the first time I had to, see all these works and judge them along with my wonderful colleagues. It was a little bit hard because we had different media. So some were drawings, some were a lot of videos, and the videos were all different because some of the students read from texts, some memorized, some actually put together an edited video. So, sometimes when you have some wrote things, some built, right? Built a tree, so it was amazing, but it was difficult because it was kind of hard to judge the different styles. However, we met a few times and we had a great time comparing our impressions, and at the end it was wonderful to come up with the winners. And even though I am the expert of theater, as you like to define me, I have to say that the students were very outgoing. I really enjoyed the effort of speaking Italian in front of a camera, which is you know, a little bit hard, especially for a teenager, a middle schooler or a high schooler. So that was very much appreciated, and I think we picked the right people. But I also have to underline that there were many other works that unfortunately we could not pick, because otherwise the list would have been huge, and we were sad not to be able to pick them all. E questo conclude il discorso.
Benissimo. So I think now we can start with the awarding ceremony, and Carlo will call our students with their teachers here on the stage.
Thank you, good evening. I'm very excited to be part of this awarding. It's the best part of our job, I think. So I'm going to call you one by one, group by group, starting from the elementary school. So I'm going to ask Claire Stevens and Lydia Stein to join us on the stage with their teacher, Kim Golding from Little Harbor Elementary School in Portsmouth.
And the motivation is the children collaborated in rendering Bianca Pizzorno's story with two different media, a video and an artistic piece of work. They also made a worthy effort in speaking Italian, nel parlare l'italiano. Brave, brave,
Bravissime.
brave.
So he's going to give, every student receives, every group or student or single student, it depends on the submission, receives a book voucher to be spent at IM Books, the New England Italian American bookshop, where you can find books in Italian and in English, and also in other languages, but especially in Italian. And so you have won $100 of books. $100. You can buy so many. Bravissimo. Thank you very much. Okay, now
Kim Golding can stay on the stage actually, because even
Yes.
Emma Stevens, who is the next, is one of your students.
So,
va bene.
so the motivation is,
yes.
you hear me? Yes. A creative storytelling illustration simply made with a pencil and some paper highlighted by a glossary with pictures. Brava!
Brava! Okay, so from the same school, and in fact we have had schools participating from, not just from Massachusetts, but also from New Hampshire, and the school is from Portsmouth.
Portsmouth.
Yes.
Now we have a group of three students. James Cognor, I apologize for my pronunciation, and Will Mayuski and Lucas Jones. I think only James is here with us. So, or no, okay, great.
The name of the school?
And Kim Golding
Yes, and Kim Golding again.
is the teacher.
Here. This is for you.
And the motivation is a colorful recreation of La Casa sull'Albero with stackable toys and a vocabulary.
Now we are with the middle schools, and Mia Vallarelli from Maccomb Middle School with Grace Baird.
Thank you.
Winchester.
Let's do this for you.
Mia's video effectively conveyed Rodari's political message in Pro Memoria, which is that there are acceptable activities to be carried out at different times of the day and at night. However, engaging in war is never an acceptable activity. Brava, Mia.
The voucher. Forget the voucher.
Now I'm going to mention Teya Mahanama from Elliott K. Innovation School. I'm not sure we have. No.
Maybe
And
she's here.
the teacher is Katie Nicole Vagarella Varano.
Okay.
Joseph Santos Moreira and Matt Melconian from Maccomb Middle School with Maggie Amakuchi.
Maggie Mapucci was here last year too. He's probably with another school. Okay. This is for you. Okay.
Great job, guys. Matt and Joseph's bright comic strip, inspired by Rodari's poem, A un bambino pittore, portrays a boy who believes his painting is not worthy of winning a competition. Because his drawing of a man is too small and not good enough, the painting does win the competition, resonating Rodari's sentiment that encouragement from others can promote success in oneself. Bravi ragazzi.
This is for you. Compliments. Thank you.
Now we have 4 students from Medford High School. So Claire Jingo, Cheyenne Chaudhry, Engel Huang, and Maggie Fowler, accompanied by Vilma Bibot.
Ciao. We loved it. It was beautiful. Inspired by the historical novel La ragazza con lo zaino verde di Elisa Castiglioni, our beautiful group illustrated the dangerous attraction of a dictatorship and the reaction of a young person who rebels against it in the years before fascism in Italy. Very nicely done. Thank you. Of course, the voucher is always the same. The same quality. Grazie a voi. Grazie a voi.
Now it's the turn of Greg Wynn, Ronan O'Hara, Charles Lucia from Winchester High School, and Valentina Cella is their teacher.
Based on Rodari's Il giovane gambero, the young boy's video, narrated in Italian, illustrated the importance of helping others and accepting our differences because they make the world a more interesting place. And you did an outstanding job doing the acting. Thank you.
Now we have Cynthia Gu and Ellie Park from Lexington High School and their teacher Paola Gianirato Dortmund.
Cynthia and Ellie did a beautiful job in reciting the poem in Italian and illustrated it with original pictures for each scene that they had drawn. It was really beautifully done. Thank you.
Now we have an example of cooperative learning because we have a bunch of students. Andrea Battista, Maya Curran, Xiomara Dominguez, Madigan Dwyer, Gabriela Eastwood, Claire Anderson, Zoe Ishmael, Zeung-Yeon Kim, Lily Koppen, Angelina Lenich, Eliana Lottenberg, Pilar Luheda, Brian Cox, and Julia Sumter, all from Smith College, with Professor Valentina Jelly.
This is Smith College, and it's a big group.
Now it's the turn of Nicolas Di Natale, Josh Raposo, Grace Gagner, and Katie Lemme, all from University of Rhode Island, with Professor Michelangelo Luna.
Our narrator and four characters show us the importance of taking time out to relax and enjoy our surroundings, inspired by Rodari's story. Well done.
And now we have Sadie Cartman from Harvard University with Professor Elisa Tragni Malone.
So this was an impressive interview with valuable questions and answers in excellent Italian and the ability to tease out in a few words the central conflict at the heart of the new book. Well done, bravissimo.
So now for the new category, native speaker category, we have Annabelle Volpe from Lexington High School and Paola Zanirato Dorfman again.
This was a question by the jury for this year, and we thought that it is a good idea to have this category also for the upcoming years for the contest. È madrelingua lei, ovviamente, se ne sono accorti i giurati e hanno apprezzato moltissimo il tuo lavoro, e grazie alla tua presenza abbiamo pensato che l'anno prossimo possiamo istituire una nuova categoria appunto per i madrelingua, perché è stata una riflessione della giuria, vero? Cosa avete pensato? Come mai? No, volevo dire come mai avete pensato a questa nuova categoria?
È che abbiamo visto tante cose belle, però poi ce n'era una che era proprio perfetta e non si poteva lasciare da parte soltanto perché è di madrelingua, anzi bisogna onorarla anche di più perché è di madrelingua, perché molte volte questi ragazzi arricchiscono la nostra classe, però poi non ricevono niente perché diciamo sono di madrelingua, lasciamo da parte. Invece no, abbiamo veramente voluto farti sapere che abbiamo apprezzato il tuo lavoro. E ho dovuto anche rileggere la storia perché non la ricordavo.
Bene, allora la motivazione della giuria.
Well, Volpe beautifully and perfectly summarizes the story of a young girl who wants to raise falcons like her father, and in the process realized that it is much more difficult than she realizes. Well done.
The prize also has to be presented by the Casit and the Integestore, and I'm sorry for that, my apologies, with Adelaide Guerracino, the president, and Gisella Di Paola, the treasurer. So please, Annabelle, if you can join us again. recording. Now we have some honorable mentions. The first will be Joseph Sishon from Monsignor Clark School, and the teacher is Cecilia Signati. And, yeah.
Repeat the name, please.
Joseph Sishon.
Joseph colorfully illustrated a story by depicting some of the well-known landmarks in Venice. It was a nice painting of the Rialto Bridge and the gondola, and it really illustrated nicely Lodari's Il Signore di Venezia.
These are honorable mentions.
Okay, now we have Tayer Di Serbo, Ella Mahoney, and Olivia Harley. I think, yeah, they're from Lexington High School, and yeah, I think only Ella Mahoney is with us, but we have Tayer Di Serbo's mother, who can see her graph. And Paola Zanerato Dorma is the teacher.
Mi sento somala, mi sento italiana, compare orally and with graphics different cultures, highlighting what renders us unique. And then you also added mi sento americana, which was beautifully done to complete the whole thing. Brava.
We have now Naima Loggia and Chloe Vines from Mackle Middle School, Winchester, with Grace Perte.
Naima and Chloe have a totally different interpretation of the poem Promemoria by Gianni Rodari. They apply the message to young people's lives and guide an argumentative and unhappy friend to experience joy by arguing less, both at school and at home, and cooperating more. The story is creative and nicely illustrated. Very nicely done.
Okay, we have now Maggie Donovan, Cristina Lopez Mendoza, and Amelia Postniak from Mount Holyoke College, and Morena Bar, with Professor Morena Bar.
Based on Dizionaretto by the author Dacia Maraini, who we happen to have here with us this evening, they showed three different aspects, three different faces of three different realities: casa, mondo, and bambini, home, world, and children, wonderfully expressing the different emotions that they arise when mentioned and the connections. Very nicely done.
Great. Now we are going to change contest because it's the time to honor a student from the University of Massachusetts, Boston, where I have the pleasure of teaching as a government lecturer. And Maria Belen Bustamante was one of my students last spring when I dedicated a course to Italo Calvino, in particular focusing on one of his most visionary works, Invisible Cities. And around the same time, the Italian Minister of Foreign Affairs, in collaboration with the University of Foreigners of Siena, launched a contest, a creative writing contest, open to all students from university and schools all around the world, celebrating the centennial of Calvino's birth. And through this contest, students were invited to produce a short original story, taking inspiration from Invisible Cities. So that was an amazing opportunity not to miss, and I encourage all of my students to participate in this context. Well, the the Italian Ministry received 407 entries from all around the world, and only 10 of them were selected by the Commission and then published. One of these stories was Maria Belen's. So Maria Belen, you can join us on the stage. Maria Belen is a 23 years old student from Nicaragua. She's a junior majoring in classical studies with a minor in Italian studies, and has always had a fascination toward languages and strong interest in archaeological work. Her story is a striking journey, a sea voyage towards an unreachable city. She writes, per raggiungere la città il viaggiatore deve essere invitato da lei. Senza invito, la città si nasconde in piena vista. To reach the city, the traveler must be invited by it. Without that invitation, the city hides in plain sight. In Calvino's work, all 55 cities bear evocative female names like Euphemia, Chloe, Euphrodia, etc., representing multiple aspects of our contemporary civilization. In this story, the city carries Belen's own two names, Maria and Belen, imagined as the two mythical founders of a civilization that cannot be reduced to just one component. The city ultimately turns out to be the territory of her deep and rich personality, and the quality of the voyage across the sea determines the shape of the city itself. So I'm very happy for you, Belen.
We are particularly honored to give this award to Maria Belen, because Maria Belen is one of Professor Carlo Carlatelli's student at UMass Boston, and so this is that's why Carlo was particularly moved reading this motivation this time. Questo libro ha ispirato non soltanto la ragazza che abbiamo appena premiato. This video did not inspire just this book, I'm sorry, did not inspire just Maria Belen, but inspired also a very special reader that thought to send us a message, a video message that we would like to share with you.
Buongiorno. In honor of Italian American Heritage Month, I wanted to share with you all a book by an Italian author that I keep coming back to, Invisible Cities by Italo Calvino. This copy is from the Codman Square branch of our Boston Public Library. And as you can see from the corners and the edges, it's been well loved. In these pages, through the magical cities described, is a dynamic collaboration, a project in motion, built by the dialogue of its two characters and us, the reader. We're invited into a conversation that explores the relationship between people and places and how both are constantly shaping each other to create something new. It's a vision of cities as I've always experienced them, places and spaces that blur the line between recognition and discovery, always moving and evolving as a reflection of the true essence of our humanity and our connection to each other. I thought about that sense of connection throughout my trip to Italy this past summer, to Rome, Bologna, and Torino al Sogno. And that spirit lives on in the ideas and contributions of Boston's Italian-American community. Boston is proud to have been named one of 3 capitals of Italian creativity around the world. And we're proud to be a city where Italian-American heritage and culture are celebrated year-round.
Person is Mayor Wu, and she was here with us last night, and she made this honor to us to participate and to comment for the 24th week of the Italian language in the world. So I think this part of the event has finished. We can have a picture together with all the awardees and all the their teachers. And after this moment, we'll have the discussion between the two writers. And there will be also at the end of the event a book signing here. So every one of you who wants to have the signature of Dacia or Marco can remain and have this magical moment with them and with us. So,